I just want to give my advice for some developers who are looking to really get into the game and kind of use this as an entry point. To begin, I should probably introduce myself. My name is Dr. A's. You guys know me as Vice Executive from the RWA, Roblania Spider-Man Director, former RWI, UWI Resurrection owner, and I've done a lot in the community, so you've probably seen me somewhere. I don't know, maybe like one of the feds that you go to. I made their logo, probably. But for developers cracking into the scene, I feel like there's not really a lot of videos on the channel, specifically on Roblania, that talks about what to do to really get into the game and do it safely. So that's one of my goals in this video. I want to start off with how I roll with things. Now, I have my own commission server where I make really like a lot, pretty much anything graphic design, or I do a lot of video stuff too. So some people want trailers, some people want championships. Oh yeah, championships, yeah, the modeled and everything, original designs too. And the way that I go about that is I have them join. I have all my stuff listed, all my information. It's very well put together. I like to think there's a channel just telling you my price and my previous work. There's a whole dedicated. Every time I finish something, I post it on there, so people get up to date with not only my past work but my current work. So I think that's one thing developers need to do. Is they really need to showcase what they're doing. A lot of times, people will just DM you on Twitter if they see that you're doing work. If that's how you want to get into the game, just go ahead and post your work, and then people are going to take notice. And if you have like your Discord bio, or if you just post your work and then attach your like Discord or your Discord server, that's how I've gotten a lot of customers. And I think it's a really good entry point. There's no bash to like Raw Wrestlers or anything else, but developers specifically, you get more out of being a developer in Raw Wrestling than you do anything else, because it's one of the unique opportunities that you actually get to make money. You can't do that in any other media. You can't, as a Raw Wrestler, sure, you can learn how to make clothes, but nobody is going to like really be paying you. I mean, I actually don't know, I'm not in the entire business, but the longevity of it really just stems to just Roblox. When you're learning things like graphic design, I personally have used it in real life. I've been paid IRL to make stuff, and I've gotten a ton of I've been able to help out locally just with knowing all this stuff and learning it. Literally, I learned my graphic design skills on Raw Wrestling, through Raw Wrestling, and that transferred over IRL, and that's one of the things that makes it so awesome. So I would say, if you want to really crack into the world of developing, that's one thing that you should consider. But when it comes to the business side, what you really want to do is you want to be looking at your work, and I get this question a lot: how do I know what's fair prices? How do I know what's fair? There are some people that I won't mention that definitely are overcharging their prices to magnitudes that don't equate to the quality of their work. You should only charge what you think is what you're worth. If you make an arena and it took you 5 hours to make, and you're charging like $5 for it, you should really be reconsidering that. The minimum wage, I think, is like, let me look it up right now. Minimum wage is like $7 an hour. I'm talking about the US. That's the federal minimum wage. So if you want to go off that, you can. Or I do flat prices, so I'll have like $20 for an arena, because usually it'll be taking me 2-3 hours to produce it. You want to be cautious of your work. If you're spending 5 hours on the championship to make it look beautiful, you should be reflecting that in your price. And you also want to be honest. If it takes you 30 minutes or 10 minutes or a very short amount of time to make like let's say a logo, you should not be charging like $10 for it. I charge $5 for logos, because most of the time I found they're not really that hard to make, because you don't really get that many people asking for specific stuff. But I can make really complex designs. You guys saw the RWA logo redesign. There's a whole Roblox avatar on that in a fighting position that I managed to seamlessly transition into the thing, and people don't know it's not as simple as just getting a picture of the avatar and then making it black and then putting it on there and the silhouette. That's it. No, there's more work to that than just that. And when you're doing business, if that's if you realize that this is going to take a lot of work, reflect that in your prices. Guys, I can't give you a specific number because everyone has their own standards, everyone has their own quality. You just have to be honest with yourself, and you also have to be fair with yourself. That's really the best advice I could give to someone who's just starting out, trying to get into the developing scene, trying to get into the commission scene. How do I do this? How do I do that? If you're just a Robux person, you're not really dealing with actual money, I would say as long as the same principles apply in the community. In terms of getting work, really posting your work and just getting it out there. You don't necessarily have to do free work to get people to do it, but it certainly helps if you have a friend that you just do a commission for. I'm not saying ride the hell out of the fact that you know, made like their logo or something, but definitely let people know, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. I think Zach's Rise and Zach, the Bell creator, really well, I mean, I've seen that they've gotten really popular when I saw them like kind of coming up. One, for transforming the entire belt game, but also posting their work and getting it out there and letting it be known. That's some of the stuff that is going to help you. So I really just can't say more than that. And just DMing people, hey, you're a Fed owner, and I see that you could probably benefit from maybe a new logo, maybe a new blank, blah blah, whatever it is. Just figuring it out. Don't be going up. Don't be the idiot who just grabs their Discord link and then sends it to everyone in their DM list. Nobody's going to care. You want to, and that's another thing. If you want people to care, like a customer to care, I got this from Sam's Taylor, the guy who makes the really funny TikToks. You don't want to make whatever you want. You want to make whatever the customer wants. For you might make something that you don't even like, and I learned this through music. Some of the Roblania tracks, I personally don't like it, but then I ask them, what do you think? And they love it. They love it. So who am I to tell someone, then completely change what they're looking for, because I personally want, something. I want my own thing. So that's also another, piece of advice I can give you with that. I wouldn't go as far as to do if you think something's gonna be better, if you think that they're asking for a super generic arena, maybe be like, look, why don't you take like a different role? Show them different options rather than telling them, no, you want this. That's also another thing that I think would have been really good advice when I first started out. And that's pretty much the synopsis of what you need to know to get started. It's really just as simple as creating your own server and just, asking people, hey, do you want this? Posting your work. Try to get a following, and, if your work's good, people will take notice. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this Roblania video, and I hope you found it useful.